magnificent. What a strike that is.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
The long night, the drills, everything that goes into our training, it all prepares you for battle. I just never thought about the other battles going on out there.
Very strong
When they realise that
just saw into the high
1 million children starving in the region.
Seeing these kinds of things, it changes you. To know that we've helped and made a difference, that's what I'm most proud of.
Have you been there? Been places no one should go? If you've been there, then you know. There's no such thing as solo. Wherever you go, we go. Every step, every wall, every climb. We always have your back.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill. The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language and flashing imagery.
Hello and welcome. We are coming to you live on DAZN from Sheffield ahead of a British blockbuster happening this Saturday. Leigh Wood defends his WBA featherweight world title against Josh Warrington. Now, Darren, I've got to say this, right? More than ever, this fight has got all the ingredients to be an absolute classic.
Look at my face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot wait for this. This is what it's all about. It doesn't really get any bigger than this. Like you say, it's got every ingredient necessary for this to be a blockbuster. But most importantly, when I look at them stylistically, I know their styles are going to gel. I know it's going to be a blockbuster. And then you've got everything else. You've got the thousands in attendance, both heavily supported. You know, that I guess that bragging rights, if you like, that's so important as well. Who's going to go away with the shoulders held back, you know, head held high? They're the boss of the division. I mean, there is so much on the line. I cannot wait.
Beyond excited. I just heard Leigh Wood, obviously chatting behind us just now. He said he's got about over 7,000 coming down from Nottingham. That's, you know, who knows how many Josh Warrington is bringing from Leeds as well. This is going to be something really special. How much, we all know, especially a world title fight, every fight's a big fight, right? But that atmosphere, does it give you that extra 10%? Does it give you that extra?
Oh, absolutely. You hear it all the time with football, the 12th man. Well, this is similar. Both of them feed off of their energy, of their crowd. I mean, I'd say one of the highlights of last year for me was Wood Conlon. Incredible. So the atmosphere is going to be electric.
Well, very excited for it. That fight's happening this Saturday. The main man himself, Eddie Hearn, is on stage with the fighters. Let's go check it out.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Cutler's Hall here in Sheffield. A fantastic turnout ahead of what is a huge, huge night of boxing on Saturday night. I think we're very lucky and blessed now with boxing in this country and worldwide that the schedule means that a fight like Wood against Warrington, whilst hotly anticipated, isn't the fight that it might have been perceived to be 5 or 10 years ago. Make no mistake, this is a true British classic. Two-time world champions battle it out on Saturday in front of 10,000 at the Sheffield Arena. The atmosphere is going to be incredible, and we'll move towards that main event press conference shortly. But first, I think another thing that might go under the radar is the undercard for this fight. I think this is a top-class fight from top to bottom, across before the bell, into local derbies, into British title eliminators, into unified world titles as well. Saturday night, live on DAZN around the world, is a top night of boxing. We're going to start with the young men Just below me, Kobe McNamara, welcome. Undefeated charge from Leeds. We saw you on the previous Josh Warrington card as well. There's going to be 3,000 or 4,000 Leeds fans in there on Saturday night, and another big moment for you on the undercard for Josh Warrington.
Yeah, you know, I'm buzzing to be back on the big stage again. Thank you, Eddie, for having me on. Can't wait to get in that arena, you know, on Saturday night and put a good performance on. Yeah, hopefully it opens more doors for me. Let's go.
I know you've sold several hundred tickets as well yourself for this. A lot of talk, a lot of excitement in Leeds for the away day on Saturday.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be a big night for Leeds. And 3 wins. Yep.
Look forward to seeing you back in action.
Yep,
a young man in front of me, I think, is one of the top talents we've seen from this country in a long time. Cameron Vyong, who I think is going to go on and become world champion, teamed up, of course, with Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis. Sam Jones won't leave me alone about just how good this young man is. Been out in training camp with Jack Catterall and Chantel Cameron, the undisputed champion, here today as well. Cameron, welcome. Professional debut on Saturday, it all kicks off.
Yeah.
You've got a cheeky smile on your face, ready to get underway.
Ready to go, ready to show why I'm one of Eddie's best prospects and make a big statement Saturday night.
Part of that team now up in Manchester, obviously a big move for you as well, but you feel that's the absolute perfect team to take you forward in your pro career.
Yeah, definitely a massive thank you to Jamie and Nige for taking us on. I feel like that was the best move for my career and getting away from all the distractions and putting the graft in. So I've had a really good camp training with Jack and that, sparring with him for Linares, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night and showing everyone what I'm all about.
Obviously activity key for any young fighter, but yourself, you know, November 11 looks like Newcastle. I know you've got a lot of fans coming from Newcastle on Saturday, but looking to get through Saturday night and keep as busy as possible.
Yeah, definitely. I want to stay active, hopefully have 2 to 3 fights before the end of the year and stay active.
Well, look forward to seeing the professional debut of Cameron Vyong on Saturday night. When we talk about a Leeds prospect, we also talk about a Nottingham prospect, Mansfield's Nico Leviars. Welcome, Nico. You boxed on a number of these Leigh Wood shows as well, boxed in Sheffield as well. Huge support, another, like I said, 3,000 or 4,000 Nottingham fans, and you've sold many tickets. But the first real step up for you on Saturday night, Ryan Walker, good fighter. What you want now, what you feel you're ready for?
Yeah, it's a step up, but it's one I'm more than ready for. You know, step up in rounds, step up in opponent, and you know the pedigree he's faced as well. So I think it'll bring the best out of me, and I think come Saturday night it'll bring my best performance.
We know you had that period where you were unlucky with injuries and illness and etc. But now feel like you're getting some solid momentum, and 8 rounds on Saturday. Looking forward to the step up.
Yeah, after my last win, within a few weeks I was back in the gym. Been doing 10 rounds in sparring, training hard out in Tenerife through the gym. Had a really good camp, and I think come Saturday night you'll see the result of the hard work.
Well, another fantastic prospect in Nico Leviars, as is this man, Starboy. How are you, Junaid?
I'm all good, Eddie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to this. You know, you shouted out a little while ago, you want main event slots, main card slots. You're opening up the show on Saturday night as well. Tough fight for you. But the ones you want, ready to showcase everything you've been learning with Grant and the team, the trips to America, the hard spars. Time to start putting in some fantastic performances at this level.
I mean, you don't ask, you don't get, Eddie. It was only this time last year I was in the same room giving you stick because you weren't signing me. Now, a year on, I'm begging you to get me high up on the card. So, I mean, life's good. I'm performing well. Just echoing what Nico's saying. I've been performing in the gym. I had a good camp, feeling good, feeling well, and come Saturday night, I'll become the uncrowned Scottish champion.
Obviously, you've been on Dalton's undercards as well in Sheffield. This time, the place is going to be completely full up as Dalton looks to do the same early next year as well. But a really nice path set out for you. I know the carrot is dangling of a slot on that huge Phoenix card with Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez on December 16th. I know that's in the back of your mind, but business to take care of first.
I mean, yeah, of course. Back-to-back fights in Sheffield Arena, I can't complain, being from around these ends. Massive card to be part of. I'm privileged, and I've got to remember to take part of the opportunity and make the most of it. December 16th is at the back of my mind, but really I can't look past Saturday, and that's getting a stoppage.
Well, big step up for Junaid Boston on Saturday. We now go to a Yorkshire derby. It's a fantastic fight between Conor Coghill and Hopi Price, the WBA international champion. This fight, a final eliminator for the British featherweight title. Tremendous, tremendous fight. Exactly the fight that I feel Hopey Price needs. Conor, we'll start with you. Again, huge ticket sales on Saturday. I think a lot of your team, your area, coming down for this one, a massive moment in your career.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity for me, being on the big stage, but one that I think I deserve. 14-0, I've been hustling on the smaller shows, selling tickets, waiting for these opportunities, and done it the hard way. I got this fight opportunity, and I'd sacrificed myself to live in the gym. I've been living on a sofa in the gym for the last 10 weeks, literally give everything for this fight.
The man to my right, young, talented, undefeated as well. Is the plan to put the pressure on this young man? We know he's a master boxer as well. You've got to make him fight in there?
I've done everything I can to make myself right, so I'm going to give everything. If I have to change the game plan halfway through, I will do, but I'm here to win, and that's the main thing.
And finally, you talk about the sacrifices. Massive moment for your career, must win on Saturday night.
Yeah, massive. I mean, this changes my life, a win on Saturday night, so I'm going all in.
Hopey, welcome. Another undefeated fighter for you to take on Saturday night. I think the perfect fight for you. It's been difficult to find you that opposition. A lot of international opponents that haven't come with desire. Finally, a fight you can really get your teeth into.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, an undefeated fighter in front of me. You know, like you say, he's 14-0, but who's he boxed in 14 fights? You know, I believe I've been in with far better opposition. And for me, this is no step up. It's just a stepping stone. You know, to get me that British title, and you'll see the difference in levels come Saturday night. You know, he's in serious trouble.
I know you're extremely confident, but you see yourself as many levels above Conor Coghill. You think straightforward victory for you on Saturday?
Yeah, straightforward victory. You know, whatever he's got, I've got an answer for. You know, I believe I'm just an all-round better fighter, I'm a better boxer. If he wants to mix it up, I can mix it up. I just believe I'm just better in every aspect, and everyone will see why Saturday night I'm going to win, and I'm going to win in tremendous style.
He sold a lot of tickets on Saturday. You have too, and Arthur Leeds is also coming. Going to be a really special atmosphere in this fight and the whole night.
Yeah, it's going to be rocking. You know, there's going to be plenty of Leeds support in there. So I want to put on a good performance and show everyone why I'm the next one to come through from Leeds and carry the flag for our town going forward.
Well, fantastic fight for the main card as well. Hopey Price against Conor Coghill, WBA Continental title and final eliminator for the British title, as both belts and both eliminator status on the line for this one as well. One fight that, again, has been talked about viciously by the boxing fanatics in this country. A fantastic domestic fight on Saturday between Linus Adofia and Kieran Conway. It's part of a huge, huge card. Linus, welcome. This fight supposed to happen previously. A lot of people really, really excited about this fight. Great clash of styles, and like the man said on your left, must win for you on Saturday night in Sheffield.
Oh, 100%. It's a massive fight. Good for boxing, good for domestic boxing. Really, two really good styles. We really want it, and Saturday, you know, we got to show our work, and yeah, it's a must-win. We both have to win this.
Kieran Conway's experienced a lot of these big nights, boxing on the Canelo card as such as well, and you've had your fair share as well. But this one special, 10,000 people in there, will be nice and full up, and a big moment for your career.
Oh, 100%. We've both had big nights. I've had line shows. I've been on Derek Chisora, White undercard, and yeah, I've had my fair share of experience, and yeah, it all comes out on Saturday night. I'm focused. I'm ready to go. This is the best Linus Adofia you're going to see on Saturday.
Kieran, welcome. A lot of confidence from both of you in the media interviews yesterday. We joked earlier about, you know, this is quite a small show for you in comparison to where you boxed around the world, but I think at this stage in your career, probably the most important moment so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is very, very important for me, and I do see it as a must-win for me as well. I've obviously came off that loss in Vegas, and I'm putting it right with this performance. I need to prove to myself and everybody else what I'm about, and what I say I am is what I am. I don't believe I'll win this fight. I know I'll win this fight.
When you talk about obviously those experiences boxing internationally, this is for the WBA international title as well, but a final eliminator for the British title as well. You really don't want to be falling beneath those levels, you know, the levels that you've fought at in the past. I know Linus is definitely one of the toughest opponents of your career so far, but almost more pressure on you at this moment because of those experiences, and like I said, must win for you.
Yeah, you're right. I welcome the pressure. It's not a fight that I necessarily had to take, but we chose this fight. It was a good fight. I needed a good win domestically, and this can put me in good stead going forward. I'm looking forward to this fight. Like I said, I'm coming in knowing I'll win. I know what I've been doing. I've been putting things right in and out of the gym, and now it's time to put it all together.
Well, another fantastic fight for the undercard. Kieran Conway against Linus Adofia, final eliminator for the British title. And this one as well, I'm so happy that they both sit here now following, you know, the disappointment of Dublin last time on the Katie Taylor-Chantel Cameron fight. And this time, I think a massive moment in the career of both fighters. Firstly, Terry Harper, the current WBA light middleweight world champion, and of course, Cecilia Brackhouse, the first lady of boxing, the former unified, undisputed welterweight world champion. This time, Terry Harper's WBA title and the WBO title on the line in this unification. And Cecilia, we'll start with you. Welcome. Last time out, just absolutely heartbreaking for everybody involved. I remember the day of the fight, we were doing a fight day 5K. I got a text to say from Tom Loeffler just to saying that it was off, you couldn't make it. And here we are again, ready to go finally.
Yeah, second time around. Last time I woke up on fight day and I was sick. I knew right away when I opened my eyes that, you know, this is not going to happen. I went to the bathroom and I was dizzy. When you get dizzy walking into the bathroom, you're not going to get in the ring. So I just called and said, this is off. It wasn't even up for discussion. Yeah, heartbreaking, of course. I want to thank Matchroom and Harper, Team Harper, for giving me the fight again. They didn't have to. They could go another way, but I think we all know this is going to be a great fight. You know, we've been locked in on each other for 2 camps now. I think there's just a whole different energy right now. I think both of our self-esteem are sky high this time around. I think it's going to be twice as good. And there's another belt on the line too.
Been a lot of talk in this press conference about must win. You feel the same? I know every fight is must win as well, but with everything you've achieved in your career, an opportunity to unify the division again, and this time at 154.
No, it's not a must win. I want to win, and I will win. I think that's more the mindset.
Just finally as well, a lot of people talking about the positives, the negatives, the styles in this fight as well. A lot of people talking about your size going into this fight. You are a career welterweight, now moving comfortably to 154 pounds. Terry coming originally from super feather as well. Do you feel that size will play an advantage in this fight?
I mean, Terry's bigger than me. When we did a weigh-in last time, she came in. She's a big welter. So I don't think size is going to be the deciding thing in this fight. I think it's going to be boxing skills, and I think I have the boxing skills to win.
Thank you, Cecilia. Terry, welcome. I remember having to go and tell Steffi Ball, who was steaming around the running track at the time, that your fight was off. It was one of the most heartbreaking things to do. One thing I do remember is you took it very well. You boxed the following week as well, which was a blessing. But this is the one that you've wanted for a long time. It's the one you wanted before Dublin. It's the one you wanted since Dublin. And now it comes with the opportunity to unify the division. We know you're a 2-time, 2-weight world champion, but unifying the division is very important. And as I've said to many people up here, the biggest moment of your career so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think when the fight first got announced, it went down so great with the boxing fans, and obviously when Cecilia had to pull out the morning of the fight, I was gutted, and luckily I got out the following week, so the fight camp didn't go to waste. But the fact that it's now been rescheduled in front of the home crowd, and there's another belt on the line for grabs. It's a much bigger fight, and I'm excited to be back out there at Sheffield Arena where I've had the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows of my career. And I feel Saturday night it's made for me, and I've been under the radar for a couple of fights, just rebuilding, and this is where I'm going to get back up there and have people talking about me.
Yeah, you go to those unification fights, obviously the ability to fight a number of other big names in the division, but this one definitely your highest profile fight to date, almost the keys to unlock those mega fights for you.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I want now. Is I feel like I'm at that stage in my career where I want to push on for the big fights. I want the money, I want a good house, and I feel like I'm at that stage now, so I get a good win against Cecilia on the weekend, and it really opens up the doors for me. And but I got to remember I'm in the ring with a great athlete, a great fighter. She shared the ring with some great champions as well, and I feel like it's a fight where I'm going to learn a lot from. But I feel like I'm ready to be let out of the cage now and get the job done in a good style.
And finally, I know that Sheffield Arena has been good and bad for you, mainly good. I mean, you won the world title there, you lost to Alicia there, but every time the support has been incredible. We keep talking about Nottingham and Leeds, but what about a little word as well for Dennerby and the 1,000 tickets that you've sold for this? The atmosphere is going to be incredible and amazing support for you at the weekend.
Yeah, always great support from people in the local villages, and I feel like everyone's going to be at Sheffield Arena that night, and I got goosebumps yesterday driving over just remembering how crazy it is in the arena on the night. And last fight week I was mad because obviously plans had changed, but this week I'm really going to soak up the ring walk and just enjoy every moment of it. Well, thank you, Cecilia and Terry. As I said, we know this main event is a true British classic, but this undercard, very, very special. As we said, Kobe McNamara, undefeated talent from Leeds. Cameron Vong making his professional debut. Big step up for Nico Oliviers and Junaid Boston. The Yorkshire derby between Hopi Price and Conor Coghill will be a classic, as will Linus Adofia against Kieran Conway. And then the unified super welterweight world championship between Terry Harper and Cecilia Brackhouse. It is a huge night of boxing live on DAZN from Sheffield Arena. We're going to face everybody off now, and then we'll have the main event press conference coming shortly. Guys, if we just step down there. And
here we go, once again. I find it so interesting. Every single time we're looking at a card, of course you have the main fight, you have the chief support. As we get further down, we're seeing so many incredible prospects coming through. Cameron Vong, who apparently, you know, I know his manager, Sam Jones, right? And Eddie said that, it was quite funny there, Sam Jones has been on the phone to him, not giving him any breaks, letting him know how incredible he is. Mate, he's even done it to me. He rang me last night. He rang me last night. He was like, you going to Sheffield tomorrow? I was like, I'm going to be in Sheffield, bang. Straight on about how incredible Cameron is. Is he that good?
Yeah, very good. Look, you don't win ABA titles being not very good. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be exceptional. And I've seen clips of him in the amateurs, very good fighter. He's got this natural flair that makes him exciting, and now under the tutelage of Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis, he's only going to go on from strength to strength. Being the lead sparring partner for Jack Catterall for his fight with Linares, you cannot buy that experience. That is invaluable. So he's going to be learning, rubbing shoulders with these exceptional fighters. You know, Chantel Cameron in the gym as well. You know, the queen in the female game, if you like, or one of the queens. And yeah, he's got a great journey in front of him if he keeps learning, keeps trying to improve all the time. The talent's there, the work ethic's there. So what a journey to begin.
Well, speaking of queens in the division, again, we just spoke about Terry Harper. We saw her up there. And she said, you know, this isn't just about the belts now, moving on to bigger fights. She wants the money as well. And I suppose when you've been in a place where you're moving through divisions, you've won multiple world titles, that must start to become, of course the passion's always there, but that must start to become an important part.
Yeah, look, it's your job at the end of the day. Professional boxing, that's how you earn your living. She's won so many great titles and she's still there. This is a fight I'm really looking forward to, Jordan. Hopi Price, Conor Coghill, you know, so much on the line. We spoke about it before. The pot of gold for both these fighters is a shot at the British title. Hopi Price, this man here, thinks and believes he's levels above, has that amateur pedigree. Conor Coghill had his opportunity, very popular, had his opportunity to rip up the script and make a name for himself.
And what's interesting now, I saw that Hopi said it's not just about he thinks he's levels above Conor. He also says, I don't think this is a step up for me. He said, you know, this isn't a step up. This is going to be another day at the office. I'm going to win in fashion and move on. And then we've got this.
Love this fight.
Another eliminator for a British title, Linus Adofia here. I mean, I'm not sure which way this goes.
Look, do you know what? It's a brilliant fight. It really is. Kieran Conway, kind of, he was saying it yesterday at the media workout. Phil, he's underachieved slightly. Been in with some big names, Amo Williams and Sissoko, where he could have done a little bit more. Linus Adofia, that loss to Denzel Bentley doesn't look a bad loss at all. We've seen what Bentley's gone on and done. Went 12 rounds with the tough Kazakh Zanibek. So, look, that's a brilliant fight because, again, talk about a lot on the line for the winner, a shot at the British title. But where does the loser go there? You know, they really see themselves as, you know, sort of European fringe world level operators, and so to lose against a rival in the domestic scene would be very damaging.
I need to rematch Linus myself, actually. He's the only man to ever beat me on a punch machine.
You owe him a grand.
I owe him a grand as well. That was a bad bet. And here we go again. Terry Harper, Cecilia Brackhouse, cannot wait. Obviously the WBA title on the line and the WBO title. This feels even bigger than last time. This is a chance to unify the division as well.
Yeah, big fight this. Should have happened before, but we're getting it now, and I'm really excited for it. The First Lady of Boxing, Brackhouse, has been a great servant to the female game. The way she holds herself with such class, she oozes it in abundance. Very good fighter. Will the natural size advantage that she has be the difference, or will that freshness, that youth, that all-action sort of hard-hitting, if you like, as well? Terry Harper, though she's brought her speed up to the division, she's sort of developed more power as well. So I find, do you know what? It's a really good fight. I just worry about those 2 defeats that she had to McCaskill, Brackhurst. I feel Terry Harper has the ability to be as busy as McCaskill and certainly hit as hard as her. So it's a good fight. It's
a tale as old as time, right? Will it be experience that sees you through in Cecilia, or is it going to be the youth for Terry Harper that sees it through? And that's the really interesting fact. We don't know which one's going to play out. We're going to be joined by Terry now.
She is.
Hey, Terry, we're just discussing the fact that this fight feels even bigger this time. Of course, your WBA title on the line, but the WBO there as well. The chance to unify. How are you feeling for Saturday?
Oh, I'm buzzing. Obviously, I'm at home, back in front of the home crowd. I feel very settled this week, and I just feel like Saturday night's made for me. I got the opportunity to go and unify and really put on a good show and really get my name back out there and get people talking about me again.
I know people are talking about the natural size. Funny enough, when you look at you both up there, it doesn't seem like there's much in it, but people saying Brackhouse could be too big for you. What do you think about that?
Do you know, I don't think too much about the weight. I just feel like I'm very light on my feet. I've got quick feet in and out, and I'm not going to be standing around to be it. So,
do you look at those performances she had against Jessica McCaskill and think, you know, that's a similar approach for you in this fight? You know, McCaskill's busy. She likes to be on the front foot. She lets big shots go. Is that the blueprint to beat Brackhouse?
From what I've seen, not McCaskill, sorry, not calling you out McCaskill. Cecilia doesn't like to be it, and that's what I take from them fights. So, you know, we've been working on some things. I said it yesterday, Cecilia looks like she's got really long arms and a good rangy jab. I just need to take that away from her and get stuck on her. I feel like Cecilia will give me a good first 4 rounds where she'll have the energy and she'll be pumped for the fight, but I feel like mid to late rounds where I start turning up the screw and using my youth as advantage and how fit I am and light on my feet to my advantage, that's when she'll really start to feel the pressure. I don't feel like she's been in a big fight for many years now, and when she gets in the ring on Saturday night, she'll feel that.
Yeah, Terry, we've heard it. It's a tale as old as time. Me and Darren were just talking about it before you came over. Cecilia's saying she feels like she's got superior boxing skills. Her experience is what's going to win this fight. We know that you've got the youth here as well. What do you think is going to be the winning factor for you? Is it your youth?
Yeah, 100%. My determination. I feel like Cecilia's come here now. It's the last roll of the dice, but I feel like it's more as last fight for her to get a good pay and go off into retirement. Cecilia retired after a defeats against McCaskill, and she's back now, and I feel like she's just coming back for one more payday. And Saturday night, I see Cecilia as someone who's trying to stop me from achieving my dreams. So I'm going to go out there and do everything I can to be victorious on the night. I'm interested to see who wins the battle for centre ring early on. Do you feel Brackhurst will try and hold the centre of the ring early? Yeah, I feel like Cecilia likes to do things at her pace. If I let her get that centre of the ring and dictate that jab, that's when I'm going to struggle a bit. So I feel like from the first bell, I need to get her respect, land some shots so she knows she's not in for an easy night. Right, I've got to ask this. I know you're not looking past Saturday. You're far too professional. But all goes well. All goes well. Who are you after? I mentioned a name to you yesterday, Tasha Jonas. Will that ever happen? Is that realistic? Is that the fight you want? course it's a fight I want. It's there's a lot of unfinished business. It's a fight the fans want to see. I feel deep down Tasha wants it herself, but God knows what will ever happen with that, if it'll ever materialise. But for me, obviously I've got to do the job Saturday night, otherwise there's no big fights. But I feel like I'm at a stage in my career where I want to push on, be in the big fights, and if that means going down to down in the weights below, anywhere between 154 and 140. Fight the top girls in those divisions. That's what we're in it for.
There you go. Well, Terry, thank you so much for chatting to us. Best of luck for Saturday. We'll see you soon, mate.
Cheers, Terry.
Well, there you go. Very confident Terry Harper there. Obviously, we're going to be moving on to the press conference for the main event very, very soon. But before we chat to the boys, let's take a little look at something.
Leaving home doesn't mean you're leaving alone. Leaving home doesn't mean you become a stranger. In fact, wherever you go, they will follow. Follow through the mist that rolls in from the Trent. They will march on together, until they meet Nottingham, Leeds, Wood, Warrington.
Returns to Leeds and to George Warrington.
Face to face, in the battleground, in the middle ground. There's no turning back.
I don't think there's been a fight I've been more excited for recently. I watch those promos, I see that. I know that's literally everyone's job to get you excited, but I watch those videos. I cannot wait. This is going to be a war.
I'm not. When I'm sat here and I'm showing this excitement, this is not manufactured. This is not me trying to sell the fight. This is me as a fan buzzing. As a British boxing fan, former British boxer, this is what it's all about. Like you said it at the very top of this show, it's got all the ingredients to be a cracker. There is nothing missing here. There's a world title on the line. There's bragging rights. There is, this is, your legacy. But a chance to be a three-time world champion.
This is what I want to ask you.
For Josh Warrington. It's incredible.
Obviously, you got a boxing brain, right, Darren? Break it down, because
just about the amount of time I've been in.
This debate is going back and forth. You could go in the room, toss a coin, and you don't know where it's going to land. Some people saying Leigh Wood, some people saying Josh Warrington. We don't know. Gut feeling, is it going to be Leigh Wood's power? Is it going to be the combination and the constant pressure punches from Josh Warrington? What wins this fight?
We'll find out Saturday. I cannot wait, and I agree with everyone there. Is it the recent run of form that he's had, Leigh Wood? Would that be the difference? Josh Warrington, he's been there, he's done it, he's as hard as nails. Would that be the difference? And another man on the show,
look at him, the best smile in Leeds. Have a look.
The best smile on the show,
Hopey, tell us, man, how are you feeling for Saturday?
I'm in good spirits. Like you say, I'm happy. I enjoy all this. I enjoy the fighting the most. So that's why I never feel no pressure, because I'm here to do what I was born to do.
So this is, in your opinion, all about levels, the difference in levels, your levels above.
Yeah, levels above this man. I believe. Listen, they're all going to come with the same intensity, the same want to win. He's never lost before, and they're all going to want a bit of the slice of the cake, to be on these big shows and have the promoter backing them. But for me, I've just got to keep doing what I have been doing. I boxed far better opposition than he has, and that's confidence in my team's got in me, and I just think that you'll see that Saturday night. I reckon it'll really shine.
And you must be buzzed as well, because you're edging closer each time to a goal, and the goal is to become a British champion, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things I've always wanted to win, and I'm so close now. So as I just said there, this is a stepping stone for me I'm fighting for it next. I look good Saturday, and I'm fighting for that British title next. So.
A question I wanted to ask, Hope. You say, this is about levels. You're supremely confident. I heard that you said you don't even feel like Conor's even a step up for you. When you take all them factors in, is it hard to not slip into being a bit complacent, or are you fully focused on Saturday?
Oh, fully focused. I never underestimate anyone, because I always believe, like you say, no matter what level you're fighting at, obviously you can be dragged down to certain levels, but if you're having your debut, your second fight, your third fight, if you're boxing a journeyman, you can't afford to lose, you know. Every fight's as important as the other. It doesn't mean I'm taking my eye off the ball. I'm fully going into there to do a serious job Saturday, but I just believe that I'm far better.
And I bet you will, man. Best of luck, hope he absolutely smash it.
I reckon I'll stop him probably inside 6.
There you go. There you go. Hopey, best of luck on Saturday, mate. We are ready for the main event press conference. Let's head over to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn.
No. Welcome back, everybody, to Cutler's Hall in Sheffield. As I was just having a conversation with Josh Warrington to confirm the weigh-in will be here tomorrow. He said, are they limiting the capacity because this place is going to be rocking for the weigh-in tomorrow? And of course, the main event, the whole card on Saturday night, Sheffield Arena, 10,000 fans for what will be an incredible atmosphere. Steve Wood just walked straight across the stream there. Thank you, Steve. Good to see you.
Come on, Steve.
And as I said, an amazing night of boxing, live on DAZN around the world. 2 British greats. I think that's the best way to describe them. I've seen both guys at their highest, I've seen both guys at their lowest, and what they've always done is given us unbelievable entertainment. And on Saturday night, they put it all on the line for our entertainment once again. 2-time world champion, Leigh Wood, defending WBA featherweight champion. 2-time world champion, Josh Warrington, looking to become 3-time world champion, and delighted to be joined by Alfie Sharman from DAZN and Ben Davison as well. Sean's at another weigh-in today, so Josh is up here on his own, ready to go. And Alfie, we'll start with you. I said to Bunsey earlier today, you know, this fight historically is just one that comes around once a year, if that. Now with the schedule, and not just from DAZN as well, but in boxing in general, a big part of the schedule. Of course, another double-header on Saturday night. You've got your friends KSI against Tommy Fury next week. Catterall and Ares coming up. Oshaki Foster against Hernandez in Mexico. Joe Caldina November 4th. November 11th will be announced on Saturday. November the 18th, Pacheco against Caceres. 25th, Chantel Cameron against Katie Taylor. December 2nd will be announced shortly as well. A huge British fight card again. December 9th, Haney against Prograis. December 16th, Sonny Edwards against Bam. I'm sure we'll nail December 23, Ben Eubank. Other than that, I've done your job for you. Ready for a big night on Saturday.
You've done my job, yeah. That's the schedule. Look, I mean, look, yeah. Thanks for running through. I mean, we're incredibly proud to be part of such an amazing schedule, delivering it to our customer base. This event on Saturday, can't wait for it. You've got 2 greats, as you said, one of the biggest domestic shows out there, fighting men with fighting cities behind them. 12 rounds for a world title. Wish them both the best of luck. To your point there, you know, some amazing fights coming up. Most of which in the UK, part of your DAZN subscription, which is incredible value, continued commitment from us to provide the best value to boxing fans, and we truly believe that our current schedule is unrivaled in the business worldwide. Ryan Garcia announced a couple of days ago as well. I'm not going to relist the shows that you just went through, but you know, as a fan myself, unfortunately working for DAZN, it's a great moment for us. Saturday, best of luck, as I say, to both fighters. We've got you covered. Obviously, enjoy the undercard, the pre-show. Got you covered the same night, West Coast, Zerdo Ramirez versus Joe Smith Jr. as well, so you can have a full 24 hours of boxing. So yeah, make sure you tune in on Saturday, live and exclusive on DAZN.
Thanks, Alfie. Before we go to the fighters, Ben, I'll start with you. Both guys looking really, really well in the face. I think, you know, a couple of days out, we know there's some hard work to do before Friday, tomorrow, but you can generally tell when people have had great camps, people are healthy, and looking at Leigh certainly looks great. Josh looks great as well. Going to get a classic on Saturday.
Yeah, they're 2 ultimate professionals, and they're not the type of guys that are going to have a push and a pull, pardon the pun, but they are 2 guys that every single time they step through them ropes bring the heat, and there's a lot of mutual respect, as it should be, but we're under no illusions that Josh is a tenacious MF when he gets in there, and you know, with the atmosphere and everything involved, and the 2 fan bases, and it's rare that you get 2 fighters that do thrive off the atmosphere. I just think all roads lead to an absolute barnstormer.
I guess a lot of people are debating the styles, what might happen in the fight, but some people also talking about the activity. You know, some people saying Josh Warrington's been fairly inactive, but he's going to be fresh going into this fight, and Leigh Wood has been active and he's going to be fresh going into this fight. It's definitely the fastest turnaround you've had for a number of fights now. How have you found that as opposed to the dull periods of inactivity for Leigh?
Again, because both guys are two ultimate professionals, I'm sure Josh doesn't spend too much time out of the gym. Leigh certainly doesn't spend too much time out of the gym. I don't think those things are too much. You can read into those things too much. I think that both guys are more versatile than they're given credit for. So I think there's lots of potential scenarios and outcomes in the fight and how the fight might play out. But as I said, I truly do believe that all roads lead to an absolute barnstormer. I just think once it catches fire, I think, I think it's going to be one for the history books.
Thanks, Ben. Josh, challenger this time around. Just the most remarkable career. I mean, everybody knows the rise, the story, the comebacks. One thing that I've seen from both of you guys in the run-up to this fight is it's almost that you kind of both feel offended that you're not the big favourite going into this fight. I think sometimes we look at Leigh Wood's history and everything you've done in the sport, but then we look at what he's done recently versus your run of fights, etc. And the debate rages on, but just see massive confidence from you going into this fight.
Yeah, I'm certainly not offended. I'm not offended. If anything, it's motivation. Leigh's the champion. And obviously being granted with this opportunity, so I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, I think it's what does annoy me is the thing of you've written off and people have written me off already that I've finished, and that does give me a bit between my teeth. Forget like last year, absolutely dominated Kiko Martinez in 7 rounds, and then I dominated the second half of the Lopez fight. Obviously, everyone keeps on talking about how well he's gone on since that one. But yeah, man, I'm hungry, and I feel like I haven't had this kind of hunger and bit between my teeth in a long time. And throughout this camp and throughout this year, to be honest with you, my head has been in a very good place, been very, very focused, and I feel the only time that I've suffered an L has been because of my mindset. Physically, I'm always in great shape, live in the gym, obsessed with training, but I always think it's mindset what's let me down in the past.
I guess when they make that debate, they talk about what both fighters have left, but what you might have left. How do you feel? Every fighter knows himself, and I know you're all going to say it's been a great camp, etc., but feel like the same fighter that beat Carl Frampton, the same fighter that beat Kid Galahad, the same fighter that came back and beat Kiko Martinez and Selby at Ellen Road. You still feel like that guy? Yeah, still. I mean, time goes on, and they've been part of the sport a long time. 5 years ago, got a few more greys. My hairline's started a bit further back than it was back then, but I feel like I've matured as well in terms of my boxing brain. I used to think about them big 12-round fights and think that was just such, a long time, but it's not. 36 minutes is not a long time, and you just think about what I've got to do and break each round down every time. But I know these days I can adapt, and my boxing brain has certainly matured. Working on setting up shots, I know my power has kept on developing. My strength has developed as well, and it's been at times been economical with punches instead of throwing 85 punch combinations. Just set up shots a little bit more, and you have different stages of your career, don't you? And I feel like I'm in a very good stage at this moment in time. But it's easy for me to sit here and say to the room, I need to show it on Saturday night. I know that one thing that's always been underrated is your power, and I remember Carl Frampton saying you're one of the most heavy-handed fighters he's been in with as well.
Yep.
The build-up's been respectful. I know you weren't a fan of the Ferrari yesterday, but as you see little sound bites, you hear Leigh Wood say yesterday, I'm going to hurt him, I'm going to knock him out.
Yep.
But you truly believe you can take him out, don't you? I mean, I think, and I actually think this fight might be over inside 7 or 8 rounds. I think it's going to be fought at a frantic pace as well. But for all the people saying about Leigh Wood's power, you 100% believe you have the power to take him out in there.
My knockouts have come at championship level. My stoppages have come when it's mattered the most. I know that I can dig. Yeah, all right. In my first 13 or so fights, 13, 15 fights before I got stoppage, you know, against the journeymen. Didn't get one stoppage on my record, and people probably right to think that he's not really a puncher, but also a little bit down to my style, not really sitting on punches and stuff. But I'm getting the knockouts and the stoppages when it matters. Listen, I know that I'm not a one punch and you're knocked out like Edwin Valerio kind of puncher, but I know I've got nothing there to hurt people, and I don't have to really worry about what anyone else thinks. I know when I get in there on Saturday night, you know, I've got enough to hurt Leigh, and I've been very confident that, you know, it doesn't suit Fallon Bell.
Leigh, I think a lot of the narrative going into this fight is about your power, about Josh's work rate. Let's be honest, you can both do it all really. You can mix it up when needed, but you go into this fight like the rest of us, like the rest of the British fight fans, expecting just a tremendous battle on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think the power will be the key to victory, but I've got it if I need it. Well, you know, I'm back here again. It's like 3 fights in inside 8 months. And people are thinking, greedy bastard, especially the twins down there. But no, you know, I'm coming towards the end of my career, and last year I said, you know, I want to be busy. Whilst I've got the choice to be busy, because there's going to be a time that's approaching. I can see it creeping up on me when I'm not going to have that choice. And you know, I love boxing, so a busy year, another great fight, another great former champion in the other corner, and I'm ready. Like I said, power probably won't be the deciding factor on Saturday night. There's a lot of other things that go around it, and people, especially the culture of the trainers in this country, that's like, whoever wants it more will win. Whoever is the strongest and hits the hardest will win. Whoever is the fittest will win. It's a load of bollocks. And as my team is slowly coming and changing the game, and there's a lot more to boxing than what people see, and my perception's changed since being down with Ben, and you will see that on Saturday night.
How have you found that activity? You know, it's not something you've been blessed with for the past 2 or 3 years. A lot of fighters haven't, particularly coming off the COVID delay as well, but been nice and active. You had to take that Lara rematch quite quickly because of the contractual period, and now this opportunity come up as well, but helped you staying active, staying in the gym?
Yeah, for sure. That's the best I felt in the Lara rematch. Like I said on the night, I could have gone back in with Lara 10 minutes later, and I felt like I could have won. I knew the mistakes I made. I knew the adjustments I had to make. It was a very frustrating night in Nottingham, packed to my own fans, and yeah, the fast turnaround suited me. And again, you know, I've had a little break, a little holiday, a little switch off, straight back in the gym, and here we are. It's coming around literally like that.
I know you always want the big fights, and you know, someone said to me earlier, I think it was Addy from DAZN, who said, you know, who's got the best wins on the resume? We talked about Frampton, we talked about Martinez or Galahad, and we talked about Lee Selby, and then we talked about Kanzu and Lara and Conlon. Both you guys done an incredible job for British boxing, and I hope you realise as well, this is a special night for the fans on Saturday. Yeah,
Josh has had some really good wins, possibly better than me. You know, he's here because of his credentials, he's not here for any other reason. It's going to be an electric atmosphere on Saturday night, one I'm expecting to be the best I've ever witnessed, especially my ring walk. Sold more tickets than we've ever sold. So it's going to be a great night, definitely one that will go down in history. And talking about history, you know, I want to be remembered as one of the best featherweights from this country and one of the best fighters from my own city.
I'm going to ask both of you as well before we break for a head-to-head, and as honest as you can, I think I know the answer, but in your head when you play this fight out, you see yourself winning this fight by knockout?
It's a possibility. I'm not going to bank on going out there to knock him out, but I'm going to be dominant, and I know Josh is very tough, like I said previously. I've been ringside for a number of his last fights, especially the Kiko fight, 1-6-R, you know, he got hurt. He was very close to getting stopped himself when he got his stoppage. So I know he can bite down. I know he gives everything he needs to, but at what cost? Because there's going to be times in this fight when he needs to work extremely hard just to win a moment, and I'll be making him pay for the moments.
Josh, finally to you as well. You kind of said it earlier.
Yep.
I know any means necessary anyway, but when you play this out, you win this fight inside the distance on Saturday?
Yeah, massively. I always visualise different scenarios, visualise different moments. But yeah, I just feel that real strong feeling this one doesn't see the final bell. You know, so having power, but being able to take a shot is another thing. So yeah, it's something that's stuck with me all throughout this camp. That the show's going to end early, and I'll be once, twice, 3 times a champion.
One sec, just before I forget, I just want to wish a speedy recovery to Craig Robinson, who recently had a stroke, comes to my fights religiously. Season ticket holder at the ground, at the Forest ground as well, had a stroke recently. Just want to wish him a speedy recovery and get well soon.
Well, thank you, Lee. Thank you, Josh. And as Josh Warrington says, bids to become a 3-time world champion on Saturday. But this man looking to defend his WBA featherweight title. Around 10 p.m. on Saturday night, you will see an electric atmosphere in Sheffield Arena as these two go head-to-head in what is a true British classic live on DAZN around the world. As we said before, don't forget, 1 p.m. in here tomorrow, the weigh-in. It will be packed to the rafters. Get here nice and early, and we'll see you for an incredible night of boxing this Saturday. Thank you.
Well, there we go. There we go. Shall I tell you what I find incredible about this? It was the last few moments of the press conference there. Someone who we always speak about having power in the division is obviously Leigh Wood, right? But it's Josh Warrington who's predicting it, finishing inside the distance. And it's the confidence that's coming from him at the moment. He genuinely believes, you can see it, he's going to be 3-time world champion.
Yeah. So I've been involved in this sport a long time, and I can see when some people are hiding behind their words. They don't really mean what they say. I've no doubt Josh Warrington truly believes he's going to win this fight, and in dramatic style. Like Eddie said, I always remember Cole Frampton. I found it really interesting when Cole Frampton said he's one of the hardest I've been hit by. Josh Warrington can really, really whack, and he'll be trying to enforce that power in the contest. Not to get too technical, but he needs to get on the chest of Leigh Wood. He can't win this fight at arm's length. He has to get close, has to work the body. It's such an intriguing fight, so much on the line. Bragging rights, the world title. The support that both have is going to be electric. The roof is going to come off of the venue.
When you're selling thousands and thousands of tickets, there's friends, there's family, but like you said, there's bragging rights, there's pride on the line. We saw before they had that little face-off at the media workout. There was no handshake afterwards. I'm very curious to see. They're both very respectful up there on the table. Are we going to get a handshake this time? You could hear a pin drop in here, so intense. There we go. We have a fight, boys are ready to go. Very, very excited for it. And do you know what I think is? This entire card, I feel Eddie sort of hit the nail on the head there. It's potentially a little bit of a sleeper. Do you know what I mean? The undercard's incredible as well. You've got some really great fights on there. Aside from the main fight, Darren, what's one fight you're going to be keeping an eye on?
Well, obviously the middleweight title, my old division, the eliminator for the British title, Conway, Udofia. It's intriguing. Promoter Eddie Hearn, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very well, thank you, mate.
Ed, looking.
Josh Warrington went to me, what are you wearing? He went, you look like you come from Wimbledon. I was like, oh.
I was trying to say, you look good, mate.
Yeah, I know. He goes, summer's over, mate. I was like, all right, kill my mojo before the press up.
Ed, I was going to ask, you know, you would have had this question 1,000 times. What is going to win this? The pressure and volume punching of Josh Warrington? Is it going to be the power and the ability to stick to a game plan from Leigh Wood? What's going to win this fight?
I said as well, like, and they kind of alluded to it up there, they're both so confident going into this fight, like, because of the history of Leigh Wood, and I've said it before, like, we've all grown up watching Leigh Wood's career, and he's never really been that highly rated until he beat Kanzu, and then he beat Condon, but Josh Warrington kind of, I think in his mind, sees the old Leigh Wood that got hurt in fights, that got stopped by Gavin McDonnell. And he just, like, he's so confident he wins this fight by stoppage. He actually said, I win this fight by stoppage. It's so hard to get that out of a fighter up there when I go, your prediction, oh, you know, however it comes, if it has to be on points. And he went, no, I'm stopping him. I think he's going to come out like a train on Saturday night. And I think this fight is over in 6 or 7 rounds. I think both guys could hit the deck. And I think Leigh Wood's going to have to engage. you know, and he says, you know, he's not going to have any success in the exchanges. Josh Warrington throws so many punches, like, and he's on your chest all the time, and he won't leave you alone. But Leigh thinks that's going to work to his advantage. He's going to time him onto shots as well. But, you know, every time you see Leigh engage and start trading up, sometimes that's when he puts himself in danger. You know, when he started trading against Conlon, he was getting hurt. When he started trading in the first Lara fight, that's when he lost the fight. And he's going to trade with Warrington. Now, he may feel that Warrington doesn't punch, certainly like Lara, and maybe not like Conlon. But I don't know. I think Josh can whack as well. And I just think, you know, a lot depends maybe on what Josh Warrington... That's why I said to him in the question, are you the same fighter? Because if you're the same fighter, he may be a slight favourite going into this fight. Yeah. But if you're not, you know, how much does the broken jaw against Kiko, how much does the war against Carl Frampton, how much does the war against Lopez in the last fight take out of you? Because right now, Leigh Wood's flying. 3 fights in 8 months, full of confidence.
And the buzz itself, you've been involved in the sport a long time now, and you could, some might say, could get numb to the buzz sometimes. This one's different.
Yeah, like, I'm the same as anyone watching at home. When it's a big show, when it's a big fight, I'm really excited. And, you know, I sit down at ringside like you sit down on your sofa going, oh, here we go, here we go. And they're the moments you live for. Not every week is a banger. Yeah. This is a banger. And actually the undercard's fantastic as well, really good. So when you walk into an arena, and some weeks you've got 3,000, some weeks you're half full, sometimes you curtained a bit of the arena off. But when you walk into an arena and you know it's jam-packed and everyone's having a great time and they've started singing at 7 o'clock, and you go out and you can hear in the concessions and the pantries all the chants and the songs, you know we've got something special here. And this feels like a Froch Groves. This feels like massive, a Bellew Cleverly. It feels like a De Gaulle, you know, one of those real great all-British fights. And these are two of the best to ever do it from this country.
You touched on it there, and I also asked Darren just before you came over. I feel like slightly underrated, a little bit of a sleeper when it shouldn't be, because it is incredible. The undercard for this fight, is there a specific fight you think we should be looking out for?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I love the fact that everything's competitive. Even you go Nico Leviar's on before the bell in a really good fight. Cameron Vaughn, I think you really need to watch this kid. I think he's special. Janae Boston's got a big step up. You know, I think this kid is a real talent. But I really, really like Conor Coghill against Hopi Price. 2 undefeated fighters. And the kind of fight Hopi needs, because he's really, really good. But when he comes over against and fights a negative international opponent, you know, it's hard. But when you've got someone that's actually coming to win, you know, when Conor Coghill sits out there and says, this is going to change my life forever. I've slept on a sofa for 10 weeks because I want this so bad. I need Hopi under that kind of pressure. Linus Adofi against Kieran Conway, just a really good domestic fight. You know, a little bit of a sort of hardcore fans fight, but at the same time, you know, the kind of fights that really should be on undercards. 50-50 fights to position yourself for a big domestic title. And then you've got the unified world title between Terry Harper and Cecilia Brackhouse. I think that's a really tough fight for Terry. I think the size of Cecilia, the freshness of Terry is definitely going to help her. But, you know, I keep saying, she's gone from 130 pounds to 154 pounds. She is and was a massive super feather, but she was still a super feather. Brackhouse is a career 147, now really a big 154. If she can make it, I think the disadvantage for Brackhouse is under Jonathan Banks. She likes to box, you know, she likes to be springing in and out. I would actually, if I was Brackhouse, I would force the fight. I would try and make it actually a high-duty, heavy-maintenance fight to show my size in there as well. But Terry's great at moving, and I feel like that's a breakout fight for Terry to finally deliver her some of the mega fights that she deserves in boxing.
Similar to Josh, though, she's predicted a stoppage.
Terry?
Yeah, she thinks she's going to stop her.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
fresh,
again, you know, I think, again, what does Brackhouse have left at this point? She's done everything in the sport. You know she always keeps herself fit and ready, but don't underestimate Brackhouse. I mean, she's got unbelievable pedigree, and they're here to win. You know, you've got Tom Loeffler flown over, you've got Jonathan Banks flown over, you've got Cecilia, entire team. They're rolling the dice for what could be one of the last times.
You heard Terry say out there to yourself, Eddie. She said that, you know, she wants to get through Cecilia, she wants to unify the division, and then from there on out, she wants the big fights, she wants the money, she wants to start pushing on. Is there big fights lined up for her if she gets through Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, you know, Natasha Jonas should have really boxed Terry Harper for what would have been an undisputed fight. But, you know, she's moved back down to 147. You've got a lot of fighters that have the ability to jump up in weight. You saw Terry do it. Sandy Ryan's another one. You know, Jessica McCaskill's another one. You know, Michaela Meyer is another one that could easily fight at 154 pounds. She's now up at 147 or something like that. So, you know, Terry's not a fully fledged 154, but she can also come down and do the same. She could definitely make 140, Terry Harper. She could fight Chantel Cameron. You know, if Chantel Cameron beats Katie, Chantel against Terry for an undisputed fight, you know, I mean, that's one of the beauties of the female code, is the ability to jump between divisions. But sometimes the ability to jump up those weight classes can actually come at a cost. And that's when you fight someone that is a true 154-pounder, like Cecilia Brackhouse. So
just quickly as well, going back to the main event, is there anything in store for the winner of the main event?
No, I mean, the winner of this fight has to fight Komatov, right, the mandatory. And quite frankly, they won't be doing it. So they want the mega fights, and Komatov is not a mega fight. So it is likely that this belt could become vacant after Saturday night, because both guys will go, right, I've won, and maybe even the loser, right, what's next for me? I think the fight for the winner is potentially the Joe Cordina fight. You know, to become a two-division world champion. And that fight can happen outdoors in Wales. It can happen at Ellen Road if it's Josh Warrington. It can happen at the City Ground if it's Leigh Wood. And that's a good fight.
There's a little bit more pressure on Cordina now in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I know, but also at the same time, don't forget we got Eduardo Hernandez fighting Oshaki Foster the week before Cordina, and Cordina could unify after Monaco as well. But he's got to beat Vasquez. So I think both guys, when you're Josh Warrington and you're Leigh Wood, you're like, right, I've probably only got 3 fights left, whatever it's going to be. Just make them the biggest fights they can. They'll love it on Saturday. I mean, if you know, when you walk out, I remember Conlon against Wood was similar. You know, you had all the Irish on side, Nottingham on it. It'll be like that. It will be a real, true, great atmosphere, and I can't wait to see it unfold, because both guys, just looking in their eye, they've got so much belief. They truly believe like they should be a favourite going into the fight. And I said, that's why I said to Josh, do you almost feel a little bit disrespected that you're not? No, not really, but I think he does, because I think I'm Josh Warrington.
Yeah, 3 years ago, if somebody would have said 3 years ago, Leigh Wood's the favourite going into the fight.
It was a mismatch 3 years ago. You know, because I actually talked about this fight before. I remember years ago, it was like a quick defence, and I think it was almost like, nah, you can't make that fight. Now it's a mega fight, but like, you know, those wins, Kanzu, Lara, Conlon, they're 3 major wins at 126 pounds, and he does have the momentum. And look at him, he's, you know, he rolled up in a Ferrari yesterday.
He's changed.
I think when I met him, he came in a Peugeot, something like that. You know?
But I'll tell you one thing, you can understand his confidence with the run of form he's been on. I mean, it's almost by the Lara result in that first fight, but the blueprint was printed. You can understand why he's buzzing at the minute.
That also takes you to another level.
Yeah, it does.
Once you have that belief, you know, and you've got the ability as well, mindset's a big thing, and Ben's done a great job with it. Great job, because tactically, mentally, physically, he's ready. Now, the tough part, particularly for Wood, more than Warrington, will be the next 20 hours, 18 hours to make that weight tomorrow. We know it's a tough work for Leigh Wood. It's tough work for Josh Warrington. But by the way, both guys, I mean, don't forget Leigh Wood came from Super Bantam. Josh Warrington's been a career featherweight, but seems to make it okay every time. But you know, tonight, tomorrow morning, it's the one time you definitely don't want to be a fighter.
Yeah.
And you've got to make weight tomorrow in here at 1 o'clock.
And that's what we're excited for. Obviously, a huge fight happening Saturday, but before that, tomorrow from 1 p.m, the weigh-in here in Sheffield. Don't miss it. We'll see you then.